Hey, did you know your 2-month-old might already be trying to talk to you with tiny coos and gurgles that'll melt your heart? Those little sounds aren't just cute. They're the first sparks of connection, a sign your baby's world is expanding right before your eyes. I've watched countless parents light up at that first ah or ooh, and trust me, there's nothing like it. But here's the kicker. Are you catching all the other incredible ways your little one is growing at this age? From wobbly head lifts to sneaky smiles? Let's dive into this magical stage together and uncover what's happening behind those tiny milestones. Now, let's crank up the curiosity a notch. Have you noticed your baby's eyes following you across the room like they're on a mission? Or maybe they've started kicking their legs with the energy of a tiny rock star during tummy time. These aren't just random moves. They're clues to a deeper story. At 2 months, your baby's brain and body are wiring up fast, building the foundation for everything, from crawling to chatting. But what's really going on when their head tilts to one side or they drop that soft rattle for the 10th time? Stick with me, because we're about to peel back the layers of these quirks and see how they're shaping your baby's future in ways you might not expect. All right, let's lay it all out so you've got the full picture of what normal looks like at 2 months. First off, remember that every baby's a unique little human. Some hit these milestones a bit early, others take their sweet time, and both can be perfectly okay. If your little one arrived premature, here's a key tip. Track their progress based on their due date, not their birth date. It's like adjusting the clock to their true starting line, giving you a clearer view of where they stand. Now, let's break down the big stuff. Gross motor skills. Those large movements with arms, legs, and neck. Picture this. Your baby's lying on their back, and suddenly they pull their head toward the center of their body, holding it there for a few seconds before it flops to the side. That's huge. Their neck muscles are just getting started, so don't expect a steady hold yet. But this wobbly effort is the first step to sitting up down the road. Then there's tummy time. Oh, the drama of tummy time. They're pushing up to about a 45-degree angle, elbows inching behind their shoulders, hips closer to the ground than last month. It's not perfect. Their head might bobble or tilt, but that's their strength building, block by block. And don't get me started on those wild kicks and arm waves. Imagine a little drummer going to town. It's not just play. It's prepping their muscles for rolling over and crawling. I remember watching a friend's baby during one of these kicking sprees, her legs pumping like she was auditioning for a dance crew. And within weeks, she was scooting on her belly. That's the power of these early moves. Moving to finer skills, check their hands. Most of the time, they're balled into tight fists, thumbs tucked in. But every so often, they'll unfurl those fingers, then close them again. It's subtle, easy to miss, but it's like they're testing the controls of a tiny machine. Each open and close strengthens those hand muscles for grabbing toys or self-feeding later. If you slip a soft rattle into their palm, they might clutch it for a heartbeat before it slips. Don't worry, that's not clumsiness. Just a lack of awareness and grit power. Stick to lightweight stuff like fabric toys. I've seen a parent's panic when a heavier toy fell on their baby's face. And trust me, soft is safe. Then there's communication, the heart melter. Crying's still their go-to for hunger or discomfort. But now they're adding smiles, real gummy smiles, and cooing sounds like ah and ooh. It's their first attempt to reach out, to say, hey, I see you. They're also tuning into sounds, especially your voice, darting their eyes or turning their head to find you. Socially, they're starting to calm when you scoop them up, staring at your face with this intense curiosity, maybe even wiggling with excitement when you walk in. And cognitively, their brains lighting up, tracking a toy with their eyes, following it side to side, or getting restless if they're stuck in one spot too long. I've sat with parents who swore their baby looked bored during a long car seat ride, fidgeting and fussing until a new mew came along. That's their mind begging for more to explore. These milestones aren't just checkboxes. They're a map of how your baby's becoming their own little person, piece by piece. But hold on. Have you ever wondered why some of these tiny achievements feel like such a roller coaster for us parents? One day, your baby's holding their head up like a champ during tummy time. The next, it's tilting off to one side again, and you're second-guessing everything. Let me throw a curveball at you. That inconsistency isn't a setback. It's a spotlight on how their body learns. Those neck muscles are like a new gym goer. Some days, they've got the strength, others they're wiped out. I've watched a little guy struggle to keep his head centered for weeks, his mom fretting over every wobble, only to realize he was also kicking harder and tracking toys better. That tilt? Just a sign his coordination's still catching up to his effort. And those dropped toys? Oh, the frustration. It's not that they don't care. Their brain hasn't fully clocked in on what's in their hand. And their grip's still a work in progress. Picture this. A dad I know handed his daughter a crinkle toy, beaming as she held it for 3 whole seconds, only for it to slip and bonk her nose. He laughed it off, swapped it for something softer, and by the next month, she was swatting at toys on purpose. These fails are actually wins in disguise. They're proof your baby's testing limits, building control bit by bit. Even their boredom, that restlessness when the scenery's stale, is a loud signal their mind's hungry for more. It's like they're saying, "Come on, show me something new." These quirks aren't random. They're the messy, beautiful process of growth. And understanding them flips worry into wonder. Keep watching, because every stumble is a step towards something bigger. Let's hit the peak now and really unpack why these 2-month milestones are such a game changer, with every detail under the microscope. Start with those gross motor moves. Head control and kicking aren't just physical feats. They're the scaffolding for independence. When your baby centers their head on their back, even for a fleeting moment, it's their neck muscles firing up, prepping for the day they sit unsupported. Tummy time's even more telling. Lifting to 45 degrees shows their back and shoulder strength climbing, and those elbows shifting back mean better balance is coming. I've seen a baby push up like this, grunting with effort, only to collapse after 10 seconds. His mom thought it was nothing, but I knew that grunt meant his core was waking up for future roles. Now, fine motor, those hand opens and closes are like a secret code. Each motion fine-tunes the nerves and muscles needed to grab a spoon or scribble one day. I recall a little girl whose fingers barely twitched open at first. Her parents didn't notice until I pointed out how she started reaching for a dangling toy weeks later. That's the domino effect of these early moves. Communication at this age, though, it's pure magic. Those coos and gurgles aren't random noise. They're vocal experiments, the root of language. Smiling back at you isn't just sweet. It's social wiring. Proof they're linking your face to comfort. I've sat with a dad who mimicked his son's ooze, turning it into a back-and-forth game. And within days, the baby was talking more. Their response to your voice, turning toward it, shows their hearing and focus sharpening. Key for learning words later, socially and emotionally. Calming to your touch or widening their eyes when you enter isn't just bonding. It's trust forming, the bedrock of their security. Cognitively, tracking a toy side to side builds hand-eye coordination, a must for everything from catching a ball to writing. And that boredom, it's their brain demanding input. Ignore it and they fuss. Engage it and they thrive. I've watched a mom switch her restless baby's view from a blank wall to a window, and the fussing stopped as he stared at swaying trees For minutes, every milestone ties together. Physical strength fuels exploration. Coos spark connection. Focus drives learn. Miss these now, and you miss the why behind later delays. Spot them, and you're empowering every step ahead. I've seen parents transform from anxious to amazed just by understanding this web. Your baby's not just growing, they're building a whole world, and you're their first guide. Now let's lighten the load with a moment that'll stick with you. A little slice of joy amid all this growing up business. Imagine this. You're bleary-eyed after a long night, leaning over your 2-month-old to change a diaper. And out of nowhere, they let out this soft, bubbly ah sound, staring right into your eyes. It's like they're saying, "Hey, I'm here. Let's hang out." Those coos and gurgles, they're not just noise. They're your baby's first stab at a conversation. And you're the VIP they're chatting with. I've been there, hunched over a changing table. Before I knew it, we were giggling over nothing. Their tiny voice bouncing off mine like we were old pals. It's these tiny exchanges that hit you in the feels, reminding you why every sleepless night is worth it. Try it yourself. Next time your baby makes a sound, mimic it or reply with a gentle, "Oh yeah." Watch their face. Sometimes they'll light up or try again, like they get the game. It's not just cute, it's building their confidence to connect. I've seen a shy little guy who barely made a peep start cooing louder after his mom turned every sound into a chat. These moments aren't planned or perfect. Half the time, you're both a mess. Maybe there's spit up on your shirt, but they're real. They're the glue between all the milestones, the reminder that your baby's not just hitting marks, they're reaching for you. Soak it in, laugh through it, because these first talks are fleeting, and one day you'll miss that gummy grin and garbled ooh more than you can imagine. So here we are, wrapping up this wild ride through your 2-month-old's world. Every wobbly head lift, every kick, coo, and curious stare is a piece of a bigger puzzle. They're building strength, connection, and a hungry little mind all at once. Don't stress the stumbles. They're just stepping stones to rolling, grabbing, and babbling. Keep watching, keep engaging, because you're their first cheerleader in this journey. If you've loved diving into these early wonders with me, remember to like and subscribe. Your support keeps me sharing more. And hey, I'd hate for this video to vanish, so let's keep this convo alive. Drop a quick note in the comments. What's the sweetest sound or move your baby's made at 2 months? I'm all ears for those heart-melting stories.